What's going on, guys? It's me, Dreamliner Fan 2016 here, and today we have another flight report for you guys. I hope you guys are excited for today's video, so with that being said, let's get started. Welcome to Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. After an amazing 3 days at Airliners International 2023, it's time for me to head home. I got a lot of amazing memories during my time here in Dallas, and I can't wait to cherish these memories once I come home. Today I'll be flying with American Airlines from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport to Sacramento International Airport. The flight time will be 3 hours and 15 minutes. Really nice to travel with American again for the flight back home. After experiencing them for the first time when coming to DFW, I'm eager to see how they will do for the return leg of this trip. And after what appears to be a short TSA security line, it's time for me to head to my gate. Terminal C wasn't that hard to navigate as my aircraft was parked at this terminal. Welcome to gate Charlie 6. I'm surprised that the walk wasn't too long since the gate is literally close to the security checkpoint. Unfortunately, my aircraft was delayed until 7:24 p.m. The original departure time was 5:59 p.m. Also, my original gate was Alpha 38, so I was relieved that the gate was changed to Charlie 6. My aircraft is not there at my gate during this time, so what I did instead was to do some DFW Skylink spotting. I think some of you already saw this on Red River Aviation's videos, so I'm very fortunate to also do this as well. If you want to check out the full DFW Skylink spotting video, then you can check it out by clicking on the box on the top right corner. I got some amazing photos during my trip around the Skylink, and it was a lot of fun to say the least. After one revolution around the Skylink, I went back to gate Charlie 6 so I could wait for my flight back home. I hope I can do some more Skylink spotting again whenever I come back to DFW in the future. And as soon as I head back to my gate, the aircraft that will take me back to SMF is now parked. Let's have a look at the details of the plane I'll be flying on today.
That makes perfect sense. Well, so that's why we did day before trip, and then I
Really nice to fly on another American A321. This aircraft has Fendt wingtips, but rather than CFM engines, this now has IAE V2500 engines. Really cool to fly on an A321 with IAE engines. Also, this particular registration is special for many reasons. 1. This aircraft was delivered to American Airlines under a Uniform Whiskey registration prefix. This registration prefix was supposed to be a US Airways operated aircraft, but this was actually newly delivered to American following the merger. Really cool history of this plane to say the least. And possibly the most special thing about this aircraft is this. As of this recording, she was still in the American Airlines standard livery. A few months later, this exact registration was painted into the PSA Retro Heritage livery on September 2023. This aircraft is one out of the 5 A321s in American's fleet to be painted in Retro Heritage liveries, the other 4 being US Airways, Allegheny, Piedmont, and America West. At first, I did not know this exact plane is painted in this livery, but after seeing the pictures on social media, I was literally dumbfounded. Really super fortunate to fly on this registration, and hopefully I can catch the now painted PSA Retro livery on November 582 Uniform Whiskey in the near future during my spotting sessions. We had a couple of minutes before the boarding process began, so I didn't do too much other than waiting at my gate, but I did grab a small snack from a nearby restaurant. I will say, the bagel I picked was delicious, and I would recommend trying out the restaurants here in DFW. And just like that, Group 6 has been called, so it's time for me to board my aircraft. I'll share the seat once I get settled down. So let's hop on board my plane, shall we?
just about 1,270 miles north and west of here. Taking a quick look at the Sacramento weather, it looks like clear skies, light winds, and a temperature of 84 degrees Fahrenheit, hopefully cooling off as we fly en route. We have 4 of American's finest flight attendants working in the back of the airplane this evening. They act as my representatives in the cabin, so please follow any instructions that they give. And certainly if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. But once again, welcome aboard. 3 hours and 10 minutes on up to Sacramento.
Welcome to seat 23F. While the Kodiak offering is simple, it is a perfect seat on the starboard side of the aircraft. I sure have plenty of room to place all my Airliners items, and how about a nice clear Texas sunset seen here outside my window. Let's have a look at the seat back items on this aircraft. I don't need to elaborate too much since the items are the same as my previous A321 flight, but you get your waist bag right here. Next you got the February 2022 revision safety card on the Airbus A321. Pretty much your typical American Airlines safety card right here, which is looking very nice, and the demonstrations of the safety features are well explained, which is excellent. And here's the in-flight entertainment card from June 2023. It has all the various movies, TV shows, and music that are available that you may consider listening to during the flight, as well as some information about their mileage program. And here's a look on how you can connect to their in-flight Wi-Fi. As for the extra offerings, you have a netted seat pocket, which helps locating smaller items more easily. Next up, you have a USB power port to plug in your phone devices, as well as a bottom charger port to charge your bigger electronic devices like laptops. No additional information needs to be added on the American A321 fleet, but I do have one thing to add, and that is the seating arrangements. The Kodiak first class seats are arranged in a 2-2 configuration, while both main cabin extra and main cabin seats are arranged in a 3-3 configuration. As I previously mentioned, there are a total of 187 seats on this aircraft. We should have some good weather here in Dallas prior to our departure. As we take a look at the METAR for DFW on June 24th, 2023, we have winds at 170 degrees at 16 knots, with a gust of 23 knots, 10 statute miles of visibility, clear skies, and a temperature of 36 degrees Celsius and a dew point of 22 degrees Celsius. The flight will take us into the night, so it's going to be very interesting to see what a night flight feels like, but I'm still excited for the journey back home.
In case of unexpected turbulence, U.S. law requires compliance with lighted and posted signs and crew member instructions. All flights are non-smoking, including e-cigarettes, vape devices, and smokeless tobacco. It's against the law to tamper with.
And let's push back out of gate Charlie 6. Pushback began at 8:04 p.m. Central Daylight Time, which was 40 minutes behind the scheduled pushback time. While that is unfortunate, I'm glad that the flight was soon about to begin. We'll be using runway 18 left as our departing runway. We taxi onto taxiway Kilo before we turn left onto taxiway Yankee and cross the bridge. It was so cool seeing all these cars coming in as we taxi. We then turn right onto taxiway Whiskey Golf before we enter the runway for our departure. It was a simple taxi to the west runways, but my seat provides some amazing views of DFW Airport one last time. And here we go with our takeoff on runway 18 left. What a beautiful departure during a nice Texas sunset. A great way to cap off my stay here at DFW. Make sure to stay tuned for the in-flight videos as those will be coming very soon.
American 1252, Arnett to B Park, runway 18 left, clear for takeoff.
American 1252, Arnett to B Park, clear for takeoff, runway 18 left.
Our climb to our cruising altitude, flight level 300. Before the snack service begins, let's have a look at the tray table. A good amount of space to put your laptops and other electronic devices. I had to wipe off a few tiny leftovers, but at least there were no bad stains. So that is excellent to think about. Next up we have their in-flight Wi-Fi. Nothing really much to go over, but I think their in-flight Wi-Fi system is good. The onboard Wi-Fi is for free, but you will have to pay for subscriptions, which is not really worth it for a 3-hour flight in my opinion. At least their homepage is excellent. I will add, my favorite part about the homepage is I can see the duration of the flight at the very top of my screen. There is a nice variety of movies to choose from, every genre from action, comedy, fantasy, and more. You also get a good list of TV shows to watch during your flight, a nice way to get caught up with your episodes. There is also a nice list of music genres to choose from. Depending on your take, it's nice to listen to music during the flight. In addition, you also have access to live TV, which gives you all the various TV channels from news, sports, entertainment, and so much more. There is also a podcast section, which you can listen to on your own. And here's the in-flight snack. This is pretty much your typical in-flight snack for a domestic flight. I really love the Biscoff cookies a lot. A nice way to treat myself to have something delicious for the flight. And as for my drink, I went for a cup of Coke. While the previous flight had something different, at least both of them shared something in common during my flight experience with American. As mentioned before, if you're going to be watching something on their IFE system, you will have to go through some ads before the movie or TV show begins. There are about 2 to 3 ads, which I don't think it's too much for me. At least they're not too long. Now let's have a closer look at the aft lavatory. And here's the lavatory of the aircraft. Quite your typical layout, and there's nothing much to go over. There is plenty of room for me to move around, and there is enough head clearance from the ceiling for a person within my height. Extra features include a coat hanger and an ashtray, which I don't think that's really necessary in my opinion since smoking is not allowed. You also got the sink, which has nothing to go over, it's just your average lavatory sink. There's also a hand soap, always make sure to keep your hands clean, and to round it all off, a nice wave in the mirror. And just like that, we began our descent into Sacramento. Our descent began at 9:12 p.m. Pacific time, a few hours behind, but it's all good for the most part. As mentioned from the captain when I boarded the plane, we should have some good weather when we descend into Sacramento. The winds are 240 degrees at 5 knots, along with 10 statute miles of visibility and clear skies. The altimeter is 29 degrees Celsius, and the dew point is 8 degrees Celsius. Our approach into SMF will take the aircraft north for the final approach. We then make some left turns before we touch down on runway 17 left. It was a simple approach, and a nice way to end off the Airliners trip from there. I unfortunately wasn't able to get the full landing video in one go because of storage space, so each landing segment will be separated into different videos. I hope this won't happen again during my next trip. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the landing on runway 17 left at Sacramento International Airport. Let's get into it, everybody.
Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign is turned off, and keep the aisles clear of all carry-on items. Take a moment to check your seat back pocket for any personal items, like tablets and cell phones. When you open the overhead compartment, be careful, as items may have moved in flight. And thank you for choosing American Airlines.
And welcome back to Sacramento International Airport. While I miss everyone at DFW, I'm very happy to finally be back at my home airport after an awesome trip to Airliners. So with all of those out of the way, let's give my overall review for this flight. To begin, the number of amenities on this flight are pretty much the same as the previous flight, so I don't have any additional notes to add right here. So the amenities will receive the same score as the previous flight, a 10 out of 10. I think the flight crew on this flight were much better than the previous one. They were very friendly and they know what they gotta do in terms of serving their passengers. Love to see this from American. How about a 10 out of 10 for the cabin crew? The legroom in the economy section is really the same thing on their Kodiak product. At least there was enough room for my booty bag, so the legroom will receive a 9 out of 10. The in-flight Wi-Fi is just your typical American Airlines Wi-Fi system. I already went over it in this video and the previous flight report, so I don't need to elaborate too much from there. So the in-flight Wi-Fi will receive a 8 out of 10. The in-flight snacks are just the snacks you get on every domestic flight. It's kinda like the same deal at this point, but there wasn't too much variety of snacks unlike the previous one, so that will receive an 8 out of 10 as well. On a positive note, the cabin and cleanliness on this flight actually improved. I didn't see any stains on my seat, so that is great news, but I will say, I think they could do better than that, so that's gonna receive an 8.5 out of 10. The flight overall was smooth, and we had an amazing sunset during our departure out of DFW, which makes this flight very sentimental. And to top it all off, the flight was overall enjoyable, and I had a great time flying with American during my trip to Airliners International 2023. And with those reviews out of the way, it's time for me to give the overall score for this flight. I think this flight really has some sentimental value, and it was pretty much the finisher to this Airliners trip overall, so why not give it a good rating? So, for my flight from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport to Sacramento International Airport with American Airlines, the total rating for this flight report is 9.2 out of 10. What a great score to give for this flight. Good night. Look at that Kodiak product right there. There's the A321 cockpit right there, looking beautiful. Feels good to be home at SMF. Wow. Airliners 2023. What a trip. What a trip. Wow, I can't. Wow. Wow, look at all this whole. Oh, wow. 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 Just wow. Wow. Where can I begin with this trip? Man, Airliners International 2023. What a blast. Man, I just have no words that I can really describe with this trip. From the tours, the collection, all the models, the spotting meetup, everything from this convention, I just had a blast. I just have no words that I can describe how ecstatic I was. Wow, I cannot believe it. Wow, jeez. Oh my god. Man, thank you American Airlines for bringing me here back home to Sacramento after, wow, no words can describe it. No words. Wow, man. This is a trip I would never forget. Getting to meet with you guys, no words can really describe how happy I was. Man, I am super happy to attend this convention for the first time. This is absolutely amazing, and I can't wait for next year's convention in Kansas City, Airliners 2024, and hopefully I can do some other stuff there when I go there. Man, wow, no words. I am at a loss for words, so we love to see you right here. Back at Sacramento, man, I can't wait for next year's convention at Kansas City. So thank you guys for sticking around during the convention and all my stories that I go to. I post on Instagram and all the videos. Wow, super excited for next year's convention, like I said. So thank you guys for watching, and thank you everyone who attended the Airliners, and say hi to me. Thank you. Thank you guys for watching this flight report. To summarize, this was a trip I will never forget, and I was very fortunate to attend Airliners International 2023 in the first place. Everything from the collectible show, the tours, the spotting sessions, and most importantly, getting to see everyone, I really had an absolute blast during my stay in Dallas during those 5 days. I think American Airlines did a fantastic job during my 2 flights. I really like their Kodiak cabin product. I think this over the Oasis product is a perfect upgrade. I'm really glad to try it out for myself, and to be honest, I would love to try their Kodiak product again. This flight really had some sentimental value. Besides the flight being late, the experience was very enjoyable. The sunset out of DFW has got to be my favorite. I also had a nice and friendly flight crew. As mentioned before, they know what they gotta do when serving their passengers, and that's exactly what they did. I can't wait to do this again during the Airliners International 2024 convention in Kansas City from June 26th to the 29th. I'll have a future announcement if I'll be attending that convention coming soon, but expect more videos about the convention in the next couple of months. And to give you my final thoughts on this flight, I'm glad I had a great time at Airliners International 2023 with American Airlines, and I can't wait for next year's convention at Kansas City, and I'm excited to fly with American again on my next adventure. So, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and turn on that post notification bell so you won't miss a video like this anytime soon. And if you want to see my Airliners International 2023 playlist, then you can check out that playlist, and you can see all my videos from my Airliners International 2023 trip. We're nearly done with that playlist. All I need is the in-flight videos. And don't forget to check out JJ Skippy's Airliners International 2023 Community Content Playlist. With over 200 videos, we're nearly done with this playlist. As mentioned, I'm almost done with my Airliners content videos. Connor may have already finished his, JJ already finished his videos from Airliners International, and probably some other content creators are nearly done with their Airliners content as well. So expect less videos coming in the next couple of months or so. So, that is it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Anyways, good night.